Okay, so my last video cut off. This is my fake it till I make it day 2 B. My B video. So I was talking about the movie The Way We Were, and uh, so I was saying that the girl in the relationship, her name was Katie. Um, she pushed him until he did things that would make him better. And I was saying how she pushed him to write because he was a good writer and he liked to write, but he didn't think that he was a good writer. And so she pushed him and he became a screenplay writer and became really well known. And he started selling things to Hollywood and making videos and stuff, or movies. And I just think it's not a bad thing to push people to become their best. And I know it frustrates people because, I mean, even myself, we as people, we get so content in who we are and what we're doing. We take the easy route because it's easy and we already have things tough enough with everything else. And this movie, like, it was a lot like Dylan and I because she pushed him to be better because she knew he had so much potential. And I do that with Dylan, and I know he gets frustrated with me, but he's growing and he's learning and he's getting better. I don't see that as a bad thing. I mean, he does it with me too, like I used to say the word uh, retarded all the time, like that's so retarded, and it was just a bad habit. And uh, so he used to call me on it, and every time I would say it, I had a punishment. I had to clap my hands 5 times, whether we were in public or we were alone, and I felt stupid. I did, but I don't say that word anymore because it's disrespectful, and people take offense to it, and it's good. And, with Dylan, like I did that with him in cussing, and it was his idea. Like, I just told him I didn't like him cussing so much. He was cussing, like, every couple of words he would cuss, and I didn't like it. And so he came up with the idea to start doing push-ups every time he would cuss. And so every time he would cuss, 3 push-ups. And it was good for him. It was good training. He was going into the Marines, like, that's not a bad thing. Um, but I think it's good to improve on who you are and what you're doing with your life, and like, I don't think that's a bad thing. And so with Katie trying to push, I can't remember his name, like, it's different. It was a different name. But she was trying to push him, and he got frustrated. He was completely content in his life. And that's one of the things that tore their relationship apart. And I don't know, if I did anything to make Dylan want to break up with me. He didn't say that I did. But in the video, or in the movie, they're best friends. And even after they break up, she calls him and says, I can't sleep, and if you could just do me a really good favor and come over here and see me so that maybe I could sleep. You're my best friend, and I just need my best friend to be able to talk to them and tell them how I am and what's going on, and to be able to tell them about things. And that's how I feel about Dylan too. But if I called Dylan and asked him to come over, he wouldn't have. In the movie, he did. The guy did. Brought her some sleeping pills and came over, and they ended up getting in a fight. And they got so mad, and just what they fought about, I could relate to Dylan and I. But like, a little further in the movie, they got back together, and things were good and they got married, and I think they got married. I don't know, but they were together and things were good regardless. And that's what I want, you know? Like, they got their own place together and things were really good. You could see them laugh and they just learned to work around those things that just didn't, you know, like with her correcting him. They learned to work around it. And with his friends and her not fitting in, they learned to work around it. And that's what you do. Because not everything's always going to fit. It's not a perfect puzzle piece. And he ended up cheating on her. And there was a big old rumor scandal with Dylan and someone recently that he cheated on me, and it ended up being false, thank God. But I was like, oh my gosh, like this movie, it's like they knew this was my life or something. And they ended up having a baby in the movie, and she says, will you please just stay with me until the baby's born? And he does, and literally leaves the day that the baby's born. And she gets remarried, and they run into each other, and they kind of move on with their lives, but they still miss each other. And I don't want that for Dylan and I. I want him and I to get together, be back together, and make it work. And make it last. And be better as a couple, as separate people. I just want to be better. I want things to be better. Our lives together to be better. I don't know what he wants. He won't tell me what he wants. But that's what I want. And I don't want the ending of this movie to be the ending of my story. Or mine and his story together. I posted on my status after I watched the movie that I just saw a movie that was like my life. But I didn't like the ending. And Dylan's mom was like, you know, and a couple other people were like, your movie's just starting, what are you saying? You're just getting to the beginning credits. They didn't understand, but I told them I wasn't going to settle for that ending of that story because it's already been done. Simple as that. It's been done. I want to do something different. And that's kind of the motto of my life, but for sure, with Dylan and I want it to be different. I demand it's different. Because that's not good enough. I'm not going to settle for that. That's not fair. We'll see. I just have to wait and see. It's 3:44, 11:19, because it's after midnight, 11:18, since, you know, it's not my new day yet, but, I work tomorrow. We'll see how my fake it till I make it day 3 goes with that. I'm hoping it'll be okay. Until then, maybe I'm gonna watch a movie. I don't think I'm ready for bed yet. At 3:45 in the morning, I know. But this is my fake it till I make it day 2 B video. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow.